Welcome and welcome back, everybody, to the OK Grognard Show. Today is Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025, 10 a.m. Central, or thereabouts, in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Today we're going to do a little channel update and talk about the winter hiatus, which starts after today. What's going on? There's Vince in the chat. Hey, Vince. How are you? Couple interesting things today. I got this nifty shirt on from the Chet Minton collection. He, of course, is the artist we all love. We see him at all the conventions locally for sure, and I know he does a lot more. But here's a look at his Nito shop, where a lot of his artwork is up on. This is the one I got, right? That's the one I've got on. There's some green in it, so it might not have been the best choice for doing a show. I will say the shirts are in a skosh small, so you may want to, or maybe I've just been gaining some winter weight. Anyway, it wouldn't hurt to get them a size higher if you get them, and I'm just finding that out. So don't blame me if you choose to do otherwise. Keep missing it or making it. I'll tell you, XL, this show is the last one of the year. After today, we're on winter hiatus until the last week of January. So, and because there is an additional Wednesday in December, it's one of the longer winter hiatuses we've taken, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. But I do want to say that when we get back in that last week of January, so Wednesday in the last week of January is the 28th. One thing I was talking to somebody about, I forget who, maybe you and I talked about it, Vince, I forget, the possibility of switching to a different day, maybe Mondays instead of Wednesdays. But I don't know. The more I think about it, the more impractical that seems, and more like it feels like it'd be rushed. I mean, I'm already, uncomfortably late on some days when I do the show, and it's not a job. I do this because I like doing it. I don't want to make this feel like an extra part-time job. I like doing what I do, but I could be on time, couldn't I? Does that make it a job? And if I just hold myself to the standard of putting the show on when I say it's coming on? I don't think so. I think it's fair if people are going to show up, like in the chat, like you guys, that I get here on time. But you know what? Sometimes it's technical difficulties. Sometimes it's other things. In any event, it's going to be weeks before we do another show. 30-minute stream once a week. Throwing a grappling one. Yeah. Yeah, schedules being what they are. There's no guarantee you can catch a podcast or a show live every week. I mean, that's why one of the many reasons why appointment television is no longer a thing for a lot of people. Although some people do dig, getting a release on a thing as soon as it comes out. I know that Celebrity Traders over in the UK became appointment television once again, instead of waiting till they all drop and binging them like I do for most shows, newer shows that I watch. I don't watch a ton of newer stuff. I caught up with rewatching Grimm. Some of this, I skip a lot of episodes because, I just remember them too well, and if they rely on a twist, it kind of takes the magic out of them. But a lot of them were pretty good storytelling, and I definitely loved the makeup and the costumes, such as they were, and some of the special effects they used. And Excel809 says One Piece is the show they've been watching. But Grimm's pretty good. I've gotten to the point now, though, where they're at the they got the series arc is starting to kick in, and some of that was hit and miss, so I may just walk away from that. Game of Thrones was the last show I watched when they were released, says Vince. Yeah, I've been rewatching some Game of Thrones over the last few weeks too, an episode here or there. Somebody mentioned something, or I caught a clip of one episode and decided to watch that episode, and then I cherry-picked a few. Taskmaster. I watched that pretty religiously. Hot Ones, when that comes out each Thursday, I usually check that out right away. But that's about it on watching things when they happen. So you know what? If you don't watch this when it happens, and most people don't, if my numbers are anything to judge by, not that they're outrageously high, but episodes average between 70 and 90 views, which is wonderful. And there are 422 subscribers currently. So what's that? About a 20% rate of watching each episode that comes out, and it only comes out once a week. I'm not like a radio show that does a show every day and you tune in while you're doing other things. It's a short little thing, 10 minutes-ish. We're pushing that already. Anyway, I've already spoken about the things I want to speak about. There'll be a link in the show notes for Chet Minton's Neato page if you want to get some cool artwork with some t-shirts with his art on them, his designs. That would be a nice thing to do for the holidays. Help Chet out. I know he likes to help a lot of other people in the community. Rocky Gardener's fundraiser was a big deal. We talked about that a few weeks ago. And there are always people in our community that could use a little hand here and there. So whether it's just because they're struggling, or it's because they have some new offering, some new content that's come out, and they could use a little hand spreading the word about it. So, whatever you can do for other gamers is always a good thing. So keep that in mind in the new year. They make a resolution to keep a full heart when it comes to helping out other gamers and other folks and that's the way to do it. Battle of the Bastards. Yeah, I did watch that. Chunks of that episode, most of that episode. I did the big battle scenes in Game of Thrones. I'm not a person who took great umbrage. Was that house umbrage? No, I did not take great umbrage at the adjustments they had to make toward the end of the series. I mean, George wasn't finishing the novels, and they're on a schedule, so they had to do what they had to do. And were they problematic? Sure. I think everything's problematic if you look at it critically enough. So I wasn't worried about it. I enjoyed it for what it is. And I usually do. I'm an easy audience when it comes to medieval fantasy shows and fiction and all the rest. So But this is the OK Grognard Show. Be sure to check out the show when it comes back late in January. Subscribe to this channel because that will help you get notifications, with the little bell icon and all that stuff. What do we got going here? Oh, yeah. This has been the channel update and discussion of the winter hiatus for the OK Grognard Show. We've been streaming live on Twitch each Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central, and I think we'll keep doing that when we kick back in the last week of January with the new year. Looking forward to seeing everybody. I hope you join me. And you can support the channel even at the free level on Patreon and join such illustrious individuals as Tom Tullis of Fat Dragon Games, Carlos Lysing of Castle Entertainment, Heath Varnden of the D&D 20, Dave O'Brien, unauthorized user, Dethangel Shadow, Heidi and Eric Gygax Garland of Gaxland, Vince Ragusa of the Maroon Room, excellent prog rock band, Daniel Caldwell of Griffin and Gargoyle, Martin Thomas of Daddy Roller One, and great YouTube channel, check that out, Christian Garcia, Stephanie Lesniewski-Gruchow, Cera Toppilopkus, Colin Szablewski, new joiner, Sergeant Zeno, and as always, Shane Bradley, DM extraordinaire. This has been the OK Grognard Show from beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, signing off for 2025. Thank you and bye-bye.